All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I have just a few minutes here. I'm playing with a new Linux system. I'm looking to move to from Arch to an Ubuntu base to get um what do I want to get? I want to get the Ubuntu based version of OBS, the PPA back. I've been having really good success on Arch, but there's a couple of things that make me want to change. One of the big issues is the attack on the Arch user repository, where I get most of my OBS stuff from. Uh, OBS is the only thing that I really get, and it's plugins that I use from the AUR, which is the Arch user repository. I'm also tired of having to wait for those that package a lot of the plugins over from, because most of the plugins are made for the Ubuntu based Linux system, and there are other people that package those up for the Arch user repository, and sometimes you gotta ask them to update it if there has been an update. Not too many of those, but that issue there. So I just want to get back to a system that is where it's relatively easier for me. I don't have to worry about uh, the issues that once in a while I run into on Arch, not too often. But so I'm checking out a newer. It's been out for a year or so. A newer Ubuntu-based system called AnduinOS. Right now, I have the 1.1 version up, which is based on GNOME 46 and Flatpaks, no snaps. Very lightweight for a GNOME-based distro. It's got a lot of, kind of along the line of Zorin and Pop OS before it went Cosmic, with the, and Voyager, where they add all the extensions in to customize it and such. I want a system that really doesn't run snaps. I don't particularly mind snaps, but they're just not what I want to use for streaming, or a system that if I decide I want a certain browser that I have to go through the Snap Store. That's why I didn't go with like Ubuntu proper and like Kubuntu's Ubuntu and all that. I looked at Voyager. Had problems. I looked at Voyager years ago. Nice looking distro. Issues with installing. There's still issues today. There's a lot of cool stuff and neat stuff in it, but I just need a lighter weight. AnduinOS has a 2.0 version, which is based on Ubuntu 2604. The 1.1 is based on 2404. But the OBS PPA is not out yet for 2604 Ubuntu. So in the time being, I do have that installed on another SSD. I don't want to go with Flatpaks. Flatpaks are fine for most. They do not work for what I want to do. So I'm just looking at streaming right now. I know a lot of my commands are not working. It's good to see that some of the cross chat is working. I trying to get with a more organized, proper naming system. So I changed a lot of my scenes and my nested scenes. I changed their names. So I have to change all that in StreamerBot on this. So I got my work cut out for me. But right now we're testing. So I am streaming to Twitch. That's my main platform at 720. So, but YouTube, I'm streaming at 1080. Testing that out. I can do 720 to both and make it easier all the way around. I use the multiple output plugin instead of like Atom, because unless you install the full stream suite from Atom, the Atom multiple output does not have an auto start. To where if I start streaming, then the multiple output starts streaming, and I want that. But I'm looking at my YouTube studio, and it says the ingestion stream contains multiple audio streams, but it must only contain one audio stream. I'm not sure where multiple is coming from. I'm not streaming multiple to YouTube, so I'm not sure where that's coming. So I have to put that on my checklist. Let's see. I got the VOD trap, so music doesn't go through on YouTube. I'm not playing music right now because I updated the YouTube music player that I use. It's the Pair player, and it's supposed to be ad-free, and there were ads. I just updated it, and I don't see the ad option in the plugins that they normally put in there, so I have to look. Maybe they were getting some crap from YouTube and had to pull that out, which I'll just go back to an older version then. But it looks like it's going okay to Twitch. There we go. An excellent stream there. Although maybe it was just me. I thought Twitch looked frozen for a minute there. So a lot of work ahead of me in moving things over. I rebuilt my voice command on this already, and it works, but it doesn't work when I add the startup to my full startup command. The TTS is working. I don't have all those all my voices in there yet, just the main TTS voice. But this is just mainly a test. I was working on this afternoon, and I got to leave in a couple minutes to pick up my son. So I figured I'd take out the time and see where I need to start. This way, I have a system built with the Ubuntu version of OBS. I'm sure some things will change as they upgrade OBS to work on 2604. The PPA will not work on a 2604 system. The PPA right now is currently for the 2404 system on Ubuntu. Again, like I said, the Flatpak just does not work out for me, so that's why I'm not even looking at that. Let's see, I want to see if Touch Portal, I forgot to turn it on, if that's working. All right. All right, the buttons do work. Very good. And I set up two. These might not go through. Oh, they did.
I don't give a shit!
Okay, I just got two in there right now. Studio mode works for me. All right. Oops. Here we go, because I moved OBS down here. So I changed, I made more simpler names. I think what I'm going to do, I've always been horrible at this. Like for my camera, the Logitech, I can just leave, because I'm looking also at when I go into finding a source. I had brackets, I had I had a couple of things that kind of distinguish them in that, but I could never find the right stuff. So like here, I just had this as I forget what I called it before, but I'm calling it nestable scenes. So I think on these, wherever I have these, because this is just actually a blank scene that I just named, so it separates the stuff, and I just add it to where I need it. So I'm thinking of doing like NS before these, so then anything that's NS, I'll know it's nestable, and then when I go to look for it, I'll be able to find it. I did not change these, but I'll change these to maybe M, and then or mask first, and then what the thing is, and so on, so I can find these better. I've just been very horrible in all my years of doing this. Of if anybody's watched Finite Singularity do his scenes in that, they're pretty extensive, and they work pretty well, because he uses Scene Tree also, which the plugin is not for Linux at all. So we have to make up on Linux with a good naming system, a new naming scheme and such. Okay. Let's send a test message. Okay, that did go to YouTube. So boom, so much as cross chat was working without having to play with anything. That's great. That is great. Like I said, so since I changed, now what's cool about OBS is I changed the names, and it automatically changes the names in all the scenes that I have, so I don't have to worry about that. StreamerBot is another thing. You can't do that. So I am I do like a GNOME desktop in Linux. KDE, things like that are not for me. Finding more distros that are not really, that like Cosmic, even though the desktop doesn't even, work real well with OBS right now. They don't have snaps and such in there. I know there's ways on some of the distros to remove snaps, but I'm looking very, very specific distros to do this on. But the main thing, it has to be Ubuntu. All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream. If you were watching, let me know in the down below if you're on YouTube and that. Any suggestions that you may have, let me along. All right. We'll catch you later.